Yo, what's up, Andre? You know what it is. I won out, but I'm still here. Basically, with this sprint, so I got up to step 3 to work properly. I'm still working on berry centric. I think I have the math done for it. Only problem is having problems actually connecting it, only because I'm dumb and messing with normals right now. But past that, I got through about half of this week's sprint and having the terrain object and the actual manager for it. Only thing missing is the actual collision test, only because I'm still working on how to wrap my mind around how iterators work. But past that, here's the standard terrain model from before, but the object itself over here on the left side basically takes in all the fun stuff and throws it into a new terrain model with inside of it, and it just keeps its pointer there. These are all accessor functions that technically don't need to be here, but I have just so it looks prettier on the outside within the actual player code. But as said, here's the actual manager. So we have a process and clear. Process is called within what is it called? Within the draw of scene, and then clear is called within the terminate, if I remember correctly. And then this one grabs your terrain object. This sets it based off of the key you give it. Here's the load, the long ass string, big boys, or big four, sorry, integer. This is the standard attorney, so you could call delete on engine level. Here's the privates for process and all of that. Let me just go to the actual CPP if I could find it. Where did I put it here? Here's the CPP. So there's the instructor. So here in my set, it basically looks through, prints this output if can't find anything off that key. Otherwise, it sets it to the terrain and then calls that terrain's entry, which is essentially submit entry, but dumbed down only to call the draw cycle or draw registration. Load is very similar to our other loads. Only difference is oh, that's what I still have to do. So I was having some problems with the whole using a character pointer to a texture, but I figured uh, in hindsight, since it's now almost 4, I might as well go just skip that for now. But what I will be doing is putting an actual texture pointer in there, so it'll be more streamlined to have preloaded textures and then throwing that in there. But past that, here are the getter functions, or I guess accessor functions from scene. So for set terrain and get terrain object, and then in the actual scene level, I've removed the creating a new terrain object and just have set terrain, since it's preloaded within load resources here as big boy. And then player tank, since I don't have my actual collision test command yet, I just physically call the set terrain method, which now takes in a terrain object. And we can play that real quick. But while this is playing, the work I've done for the game is I planned out the FSM and started working on it, but it's not done yet. But essentially, I have 3 standard states of idle, pursue, and I guess it would be like hunt, not hunt, but idle, patrol, and pursue. Idle and patrol go between each other based off of a alarm, and then pursue is activated based off the players within a certain range. So just basically think of it as a circle B sphere once you get in there, and then from there, the pursue could either go into hunt mode or flee based off of the entity's health. So if it's low, it does a random choice between hunt or flee. Flee is take a vector from you to the player and get the opposite of it and go in that direction, and then eventually switch into hunt mode based off of an alarm set. And then hunt is apply the look at function we set up before to the body, and then constantly move towards the player while continuously shooting as a last ditch effort to kill the player. And then actually testing my look at what's it called, the lead shot. I found a critical error on my part because I am dumb and I don't know how to type correctly because my fingers are weird. But this part here, this is why I was never working in before. But essentially, since I had a multiply instead of subtract, it was always going to return uh, a null number, which was very bothersome. But now that's fixed and it actually shows, but it only shows if the player is moving forward because I accounted for speed only in the positive and not for if the player is in reverse. So I have to edit that for this. And then currently it only snaps to the actual lead 2. So I have to recalculate the math to incorporate turret rotation if I want it to be smooth. But in the end game, I think I am just going to have it snap to just so there's more of a chance for the enemy to hit. Yeah, it's been rough. Yeet. Oof.